Hello, and welcome to the Stress Knits podcast. I'm Stacy, also known as Stress Knits Yarn on Instagram, and I'm the dyer behind Stress Knits Yarn. So I'm coming to you from Metro Detroit, Michigan, where I live with my husband Doug, who is mowing the backyard. So if you hear that, that's what that is. My husband Doug, my daughter Eliza, and our pug Esther. Today is July 12th? I think 12th. And yeah, it's been a little bit. I have been in a bit of a funk, so if you've been around for a while, you know July is a really hard month for me. Yeah, so I've been in a little bit of a funk and I haven't felt up to recording, but I'm also preparing for my break, which I contemplated last year and decided against it. And so this year I have decided to take a 2-week break from everything, which feels crazy as the first time I've ever done this. And yeah, so I won't be podcasting the last 2 weeks of July. I won't be posting on social media. I will be shipping out orders, but that's literally it. And if I feel like dyeing yarn, I will dye yarn. So right now I'm working on getting pre-orders out and custom orders out before I take my break. But there also is a yarn shortage, so I'll talk about that later at the end of the podcast for Stress Knits News. But if you are a Patreon member, if you are a patron of mine, one, thank you. You are amazing. But I have quite a bit of content queued up for you over the last 2 weeks, so it doesn't feel like I'm absent. And I'm really excited about that content. There are whip down episodes, a vlog. I can't decide if I'm going to do a blog post or a video about comfort knitting, and there will be a vlog going up and a few blog posts. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, I just hope you all understand that I kind of need to take this time for myself and let myself be sad or grieve or however I handle it this year, because I don't know. This is the 3rd year, so I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm a little nervous. I already feel myself getting a little weepy, so we're just gonna move on from that. Yeah, but I have been knitting quite a bit. Now there's one thing that I can't show you, but first let's talk about what I'm wearing. Right, we should talk about this. This is my Throwover, and I love it. I really do. I knit the size 4. I usually knit a size 5 for Andrea's patterns, but I knit a size 4. So here it is. I love it. I really love it. I see myself wearing this a lot this fall and winter. I don't know if I said the name of this pattern. I feel really rusty. This is the Throwover by Andrea Mowry. I knit it all in Stress Knits yarn. The main color is sunflower, and then there is palm lines, Eloise, and pillow mint in the color work. I highly recommend this pattern. It's really great. Yeah, I really love it, and it's really hot. So I'm gonna pull my sleeves up. I don't know what else I can tell you about this. It's great, and it fits really well. Yes, I will answer some questions about the yarn though. I have had multiple people ask for kits. I did a pre-order a month or 2 ago for a kit for this, and I realized quite quickly that it is really hard to match up the dye lots of sunflower. It is a very intensive, difficult, it's just a hard colorway to dye, but I love it a lot and I know you all love it, so I will continue to dye it, but I would feel more comfortable photographing each individual dye lot so you know what you're getting. Somebody's walking by the house and Esther doesn't like that, and by that bark, they probably had a dog. So, Esther. It'll end shortly. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk through it. Yeah, so I would feel more comfortable so that you know what you're getting, because sometimes there are a lot of colors in this colorway. It's very, very layered. So, sometimes some of the red pops out, sometimes some of the brown pops out, and I really like it. I think it gives depth of color. Like on my sleeve, which one is it? This one. You can see the darker spots, and it's only on that sleeve. Like there's not, I mean, there is a little bit, but this one has much darker spots. It's just the nature of the colorway and the way that I dye yarn. And again, it's something that I really love, but I would feel more comfortable taking photos of each dye lot rather than saying pre-order for this color and you get it and you didn't know that it had those idiosyncrasies, I guess we could call them. So yeah, that is that. Maybe this is a bad idea to podcast while Doug's mowing. He's on the other side of the yard. Anyway, so that's what I finished. I am obsessed with it. I could see myself knitting another one in a different color palette. I originally thought I was going to do this in greens and mints, but we'll see. I do think I'm going to make Eliza a matching colorwork sweater, so I'm going to look for patterns for toddlers that are colorwork, that just have a colorwork yoke. Probably something Tin Can Knits, yeah, because I have extra yarn. So it's a great way to repurpose it. So there is that, and I have been working on some other things. So I pulled out some socks, and I also cast on another sock. I've been really enjoying mindless knitting. I can grab it. So this is a sock I actually started because I wanted photos of it for my color inspiration series on Patreon. So I started this sock when Doug and I went to Traverse City in January. And yeah, so here it is. This is Bell Jar. It is so hard to capture this colorway on camera, but there she is. So very muted blues and mints and apricot-y colors and peaches. I love it. So that is that. I am going to have to do a contrast heel and toe. I'm trying to figure that out now, what color I'm going to do. Part of me wants to do a pink or a peach or maybe a mint. I'm not sure. So that is the first sock I'm working on. And the second sock I'm working on is one in my Dusk colorway. So, like I said, there is a yarn shortage. So there's already a wool shortage going on right now. And on top of that wool shortage, there was a slight hiccup in production with where I get my yarn and where most of us get our yarn. So we are all waiting for a bunch of our popular bases, including my favorite base. I think DK, Surrey Alpaca, all of those should be coming into stock later this month. And then you will start seeing them pop up more. So instead, I decided to buy some of my older bases that I love and I know you guys loved, but I just haven't dyed them in a long time. So I dyed up my Sparkle base, which is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% gold stellina. and I dyed up Dusk on it. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. Yeah, so I did that, and I cast on a sock because I couldn't help it. I love it that much. And it makes me really excited to knit a sweater out of this colorway eventually. So those are the socks I'm working on. And then I decided to pick up some old sweater whips and work on those. The first one that I decided to pick up, and is at a standstill until I dye an extra skein of yarn, is my Cozy Classic Raglan by Jessie May. Oh, I love this. I love this sweater so much. Yes, the only modification I did was a folded neckline. And I finished the body. So I knit it just slightly longer than it calls for, and I am working on these sleeves. But the issue was I forgot that Doug's really cute. I forgot that one of the skeins was much more orange than I remembered. So I'm going to dye up a skein that will match this dye lot a lot better. And then I will continue on the sleeve. I still have my mohair attached because that was fine. But I need to dye up a skein of Accidental Gemini, which is last year's Eliza's birthday colorway. And then I will get going on the sleeves, and then it'll be done. I don't know about you, but sleeves tend to go pretty quickly for me, especially the second sleeve, because I already know where the decreases are. So I'm really excited to finish this. I'm using, I think I'm doing the extra large size, but it's coming out closer to a large. And yeah, I'm using my singles base and my mohair base, which is called Halo, in the colorway Accidental Gemini, which is this beautiful pinky orange color. There's that. The other one I decided to pick up, I forgot how much I loved it. And I didn't do that much work on it, but it is a fingering weight sweater. It takes a little bit longer. So this is the Pink Velvet by Andrea Mowry. Oh, it's just so good. Oh, here's the side that will show you. So this is the back because they're the short rows. And that was my elbow. I picked this up here and I knit all of that. So I'm a few inches past the armhole now. And I love it. I have my Hello Lavender stitch marker. One of them. I have a ton. A Hello Lavender stitch marker on the project. And I am alternating skeins. This is my singles base again in the Dahlia colorway. And then for the color work, I used my Surrey alpaca base, which is called Cloud, in the Palm Lines colorway. I think this will be a sweater I live in the fall and winter as well. I really love the direction my sweater closet is taking, and also just my sample knits are going. I think it's a lot of fun. And then I have a test knit that I'm working on. I can't really talk about it, but here it is. I am using my Eloise colorway, and I'm alternating skeins again, which I highly recommend if you have hand-dyed yarn to alternate skeins. But Eloise is my perfect pink. It's perfection. I love her. It is a colorway from my 2019 advent calendar, and I just love it a lot. And that is what I've been working on. I feel like I zipped through that real fast, but I am also on a bit of a time crunch. So let's see what else is going on. Let's jump into Stress Knits news. So if you're not interested, thank you for joining us. I think I'll have one more podcast. Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how much work I get done and what I can show you before August. But If not, I will see you in August. And if you are a patron, I will see you over on Patreon. But if you are interested in stress knits, let's chat about it. So I'm currently working on my next shop update. I'm debating doing it the 17th, whatever next Monday is. I think it's the 17th. I have my planner here somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, so keep an eye on Instagram. I'm debating doing that. It really depends on what I can get done. So we'll see. I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself because, again, it's just not a fun time for me. So we'll see what happens. But if not, I will be having a very, very large shop update in August, which will include Favorite and my Surrey base. This one includes Favorite too, but it's only this cubby, which is about 30 skeins. Yeah, it's about 30 skeins. So it's not a whole lot of Favorite, and it's mostly speckled colorways. Yes, so I don't have any semi-solids except for what is still in stock. But the only thing in the shop right now is my advent calendar, which, holy moly, thank you for buying that. I'm so excited for this year. I have most of the colorways planned and I'm starting to dye them in August. And I am so excited. So excited. I'm also really glad that I ordered my minis way ahead of time because they won't be in stock for a long time. So I'm glad I have all the minis for the advents. And that is also why I won't be listing a smaller, probably 7-day advent until September, October, when I know that I can get the minis, because I don't want to list something and then not be able to follow through. That just makes me a little nervous. So I am I am going to let you know what's happening. Doug just came in from outside and I'm very distracted. Yes, so shop update in the next few weeks just really depends on when I can get everything done. I'm currently dyeing yarn, so hopefully there will be enough to go up next week, but we will see. And yeah, I'm also going to be keeping the advents in the shop as long as I can. So until the next shop update, the advents will stay up or until they're gone. I don't anticipate them selling out, but they might. There are not many spots left. And if they don't sell out, I might be dyeing up 10-ish extras for those of you who will want one closer to the time. And those will probably go up for sale in October. And that's maybe. That's a maybe if they don't sell out, because there are limited goodies. I think that's it. It's only 19 minutes. I really zipped through that. So I hope you are having a good week. I hope you have a good rest of July if I don't see you. I will see you over on Patreon though via some pre-recorded videos. And I think that's it. So I will talk to you next time.